Okay. So the ladies actually enter the VIP room, and even while they're entering, you've got Natalie and Annie just making fun of them, and it's pretty wild. The interesting thing to me about that whole confrontation and the argument that ensues is that when Natalie was at the house writing on everyone's picture, she was actually saying things like, if these bitches were right here, I would tell them to their face that I did this. And I swear, if you take a look at her body language and everything, to me, it's almost like she was channeling Genovese from season 2. And it scared me for a hot second. But regardless, back to season 4, when you see the ladies confront Natalie about it, you hear her say things like, "What makes you think I did it?" And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, ain't this about a bitch, man? You just sat here and talked all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's like these things happen. And I will tell you this about Natalie. This lady slings insults like they're hash. I mean, I thought Naveen from season 2 could sling insults, man. I think Flo will give Natalie a run for her money, physically and verbally, because Flo can do it too. But this lady will just, she'll be cool. You actually see her when they had the confrontation between her and Flo, Natalie and Flo. Natalie was trying to be cool with Flo. Flo was kind of like, no, you're causing the problems, basically. It's like night and day. All of a sudden, man, Natalie flips a fucking switch, gets in Flo's face, and you can actually see Flo thinking to herself, I will demolish this loudmouth woman, bitch, whatever you want to say. But she didn't do it because Flo has sense. That's why, again, my money is on Flo. But, back to the situation. These ladies end up squashing the whole thing. I'm not sure how it happened because, they didn't show it. So, again, if we get a DVD version, maybe we can see some of that and how it was actually resolved. Regardless, you see the cameraman. He takes off, backwards out of the room. The ladies are coming out of the VIP room single file, led by Natalie, and this woman is stepping and stacking. She is throwing up shit that I've never even seen. I'm just sitting here like, good Lord, man. Hey, do what you do, mama. I ain't mad at you. Here's the crazy part. Some lady comes up behind Portia while these ladies are coming out to the dance floor doing their thing, grabs the back of her hair and pulls it or whatnot. All of a sudden, you're seeing arms and shit everywhere. I'm like, who in the fuck are the bad girls fighting? Here's the weird part. You're hearing some woman in the background screaming like a fucking banshee, and you can't even see her. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, someone must have stepped on a titty. So there it is. That's how that shit goes, I guess. Regardless, the ladies leave the club. They go back home, and they're taking their luggage upstairs and getting all settled in and shit like that. And you actually see that Annie, who is rooming with Natalie, gets a couple of visitors by way of Kate and Amber. But before Amber even shows up, Annie and Kate are kind of sitting on the bed drunk, and this was a special part for me. They have these half mannequins that are on the wall. They're males, and the figure starts from about halfway through the neck, and it goes about midway through the thigh, and they're just plastered there on the wall or whatnot. You can take them off like they're hooked onto the wall there. Kate takes her hot dog and puts it where the mannequin's dick should be, and when you see her just go to bite it off, you realize this is why you had 3 dudes in the bathtub with you. Okay, alright, yeah, Kate is pretty motherfucking fun. Yeah, that's a dick-sucking broad right there. And hey, can't get mad at that. Regardless, Natalie does not like the fact that these women are in her room, and I think that she doesn't like it because they're there to see Annie and not necessarily her. You actually see Annie move from being right by Natalie to running over to where Kate is. She's kind of laying behind Kate, kind of using her as a shield, if you will. And, Natalie, I think, sensed what happened. She left the room. Amber, being Amber the Arrogant, takes off and follows Natalie and is telling her to hit her and, do all this, do all that. And it was really, to be honest with you, man, it was unnecessary. One, I really don't like to see ladies fight and shit like that. But two, it was obvious that Natalie wasn't going to hit her because you made it obvious what you want, But regardless, this could have ended up being a very, very different show because Amber began to get a little physical and Natalie had to push her out of the way at one point in time. And when she did that, Amber fell back into this little corner of a wall, but on this one part of the wall there was this glass pane, and had she not caught herself correctly, someone could have gotten seriously fucking hurt, and charges probably could have been pressed or whatnot. So let's just thank God that shit didn't happen. Regardless, Amber gets up, she dusts herself off, she's still following Natalie. Forget the fact that she almost cracked her fucking skull and all this other shit. She still, I mean, she even yanked Natalie's hair once, and I'm surprised Natalie didn't turn around and pop her. But, you know, thankful that she didn't because, again, the violent stuff all the time. I mean, a little fighting is cool, but, you know, it got to be a little too much. What gets me, though, if you watch the scene, Natalie's walking forward but kind of looking back at Amber, and she's waving her hand and doing this shit, and it's almost like she conjures up Kendra. Kendra appears out of fucking nowhere and almost tackles fucking Amber. Not literally, you know, tackled her, but you can, if you look, you see Amber did lose her footing a little bit. I don't think she was expecting it. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how in the fuck did Natalie conjure up a level 3 Kendra to fucking tackle Amber? I mean, it was either that or Kendra really is Supergirl, and she was like fucking hovering over the house or some shit, and she's like, you know, I hear a Natalie in trouble. Let me save the day, and just right down there and shit, man. It was a wild little you know, battle that took place there, but mostly unnecessary. You see Amber crashing some plants and talking shit drunkenly and everything, and that was basically the end of the episode. What you see after that is just a few scenes of things to come. Apparently, you're going to see Kate dump a big red drink, it looked like a hurricane, all over Annie's head. And it looked like she wanted her to do it. I mean, but we'll see what happens with that. It looks like someone goes to jail. I saw the police lights doing their thing, and then you see it. I mean, I think Kendra may go to jail. So we'll see what the fuck happens with that. Maybe she actually does get mad and wild-eyed, and we find out why she's been so sedated, you know, throughout most of the season or whatnot. Other than that, you see Natalie, you know, crying, basically saying, you know, oh, I can't take this anymore, I can't take this anymore, yada, yada, yada. But we don't know if that's going to be, you know, real or not. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching this here, and we're going to try and get episode 2 done, but I've got to take notes. So until next time, man, you guys take her easy, man, and have one for me.